Good morning everyone. I am Sangeetha B from the Department of CSE IoT working in SNS College of Engineering. Today we are going to see about what is database management system. In that today we are going to see about database architecture. The database is a particular thing which we use for storing the data and can access easily. In that we are going to see about what is database architecture. The database design depends upon its architecture. The basic client or server architecture is used to deal with large number of PCs, web servers, database servers and other components that are connected with the networks. The client or server architecture consists of many PCs and the workstation which are connected by the network. DBMS architecture depends upon how users are connected to the database to get their request done. The simple explanation of this paragraph is if we are having a client and we are having a server, there are three types of architecture. The first one is the first tier, second one is second tier, and third one is third tier architecture. In these three, we have a different function. If I am a client, I would give a request to access the data. In first type, that is tier 1 architecture, the request will be directly sent to the database and we will be getting the answer directly. So there is no intermediate. In second tier architecture, I will be sending the data request to the server and server will be accessing the data and the data will be sent to the server and the server will send to the client. The intermediate is server. The third one is in the three-tier architecture, there will be a server and an application server where from the request from the client side will be sent to the application server, then to the server and next to the data and it will be happen in a vice versa. This is the database architecture. Now we can see detailed about it. There are as I said, there are three types of architecture: first tier, second tier and the third tier. In first tier, the database is directly available to the user. It means the user can directly sit on the database and use it. Any changes done here will directly done to the database itself. If it does not provide a handy tool for the end user. In the first tier architecture, it is used for the developing of the local application where programmer can directly communicate with the database for the quick response. In second tier architecture, it is the same as a basic client server. In two tier architecture, the application of the client can directly communicate with the database at the server side for interaction, that is ODBC, JBDC are used. The user interface and the application programs are run on the client side. The server side is responsible to provide the functionalities like query processing and transaction management. To communicate with DBMS, the client-side application establishes the connection with the server side. Here is the diagram which explains the second tier of the architecture. First, the client will be sending an API call, then it will be reached to the server, and from the server we will be sending the data to the API call, and next it will be reaching to the client. Next, what we are going to see is about three-tier architecture. As I said, the three-tier architecture is it has an let's see in the diagram for the better understanding. In three-tier architecture, we have an user, and here we go, and the request will be going to the client application client. Then from the client application, it will be sent to the application server, then to the database. It is used in the large wide for the larger business to maintain the database clearly, and the access of the database is required for the security reasons. From the user to the application client, and then next to the application server, and next to the database. The three-tier architecture contains another layer between the client and the server. In this architecture, client cannot directly communicate with the server. The application on the client end interaction with an application server which further communicates with the database system. The end user has no idea about existing of the database beyond the application server. The database also has no idea about any other user beyond the application. The three-tier architecture is used in case of large web application. As I said, it is used in the case of large application. The summary of this video is we have seen about the database architecture. In that we have a one tier, two tier and a three tier of architecture. I hope you understand. Thank you. Have a nice day.